Hey guys, can you all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me properly, or else I'll check some issues. So right now, it's day 3 and I'm really excited for this one. Not really sure how I'm gonna like model this custard apple, but looks challenging and it has lots of good details. And I do know it can be done using Voronoi, or else I'll be trying few techniques. We'll see what works and what not. So this is going to be a fun stream because you're going to see me struggle like anything. Can you all hear me? Yes, thank you, Mohit. Nice. So let's get started. This is going to be a really long stream because I have no idea what I have to do. So let's start with texture coordinates and generated. Or else shall we use UV? Object depends. We'll try everything. Let's see what works and what not. Let's subtract 0.5 and let's scale this by 2. So now we just made object coordinates from generated coordinates. And what else? I'm just looking at the chat if you have anything to ask. And yesterday, my gummy bear kind of looked decent. Let me try to open the gummy bear challenge. Yeah, this is what the output is. And the shader could be developed, but then I was already exhausted by the time I completed this. Tried a lot of techniques, used volumetrics for this one especially. So yeah, I was kind of happy with the result. And thanks for joining, Curtis. Nice to have you here. Let's rename everything like a stay. Let's rename this to generated object. Generated object. And then, as you can see here, this pattern kind of looks like Voronoi, right? Like, not exactly Voronoi. It looks like a tileable reptile texture. That's possible as well, but I don't know. Let's use Voronoi for now. Let's do this with procedural textures which are already available instead of creating our own Voronoi texture. Yeah, let's put it over there. Let's look at the distance. And the frequency of noise seems too high, right? Let's go about 2.5. That's too less. Let's go 3. Looks fine to me. Let's look from the camera. And as you can see, it looks kind of stretched, right? So what I could do is I can take a vector math, change this to scale, not scale, multiply. Let's multiply everything by 1 so that you can see the texture. Let's scale it along one direction. Which direction shall we stretch? Shall we stretch along Z? Let's see. Okay, we're squishing it. Okay, I think this is fine as well, but let's look at Z. Okay. X doesn't work, obviously. Why? Yeah, kinda looks fine. What do you guys think about this? I hope the chat is active. Like, I mean, it's not loading for me. In case you're texting, I might. With added delay, it's going to be a little bit more confusing for me to understand if you guys can see it or not. Anyway, let's try to do some displacement. Mostly I won't use vector displacement. Maybe I'll use combinedly, but for now, let's use normal displacement because This is basically displacing displacing normally, that's all. So let's just put to height and let's plug this to the displacement node. Ooh, what did we got here? What did we get here? We got a nice asteroid looking shape. So that's because the blacks are in the wrong location. So what we should do is, let's change this to 0 to show you what's happening. We need this one to bulge out, so I think I'll invert it. Normally invert can be done in several ways. We can use the invert node which is already present in the present, like invert. Just look at both of it. We should plug this in the color. Both are same, and because it's a color output, we don't really need to invert the whole 3 channels, right? So it's kind of computationally expensive, and I think it's better because we are using only grayscale values. I think it's better if you use subtract node. If you subtract anything from 1, it's like because all the values here, the height map values are ranging from 0 to 1, so it's like 0 and 1. When you subtract everything from 1, 1 minus 0 and 1 minus 1, so this becomes 0, this becomes 1, sorry, this becomes 1, 1 minus 0 is 1, and this will become 0. So it's basically inverting everything from 1 to 0, 0 to 1. Okay, and you might also get negative values in case if you have values higher than 1 or something. So at that time, what you should be doing is you should just click this clamp option, so everything will be in this range. So what else can we do? Let's look at the displacement slowly. Let's plug the scale up. Oh, there you go. Kinda look decent, not the best, but yeah. So let's decrease the scale to 0.2 or something, and let's increase the mid level to 0, and let's look at this. Is it looking similar? Like anything similar to this? Probably. Not really sure. Let's see what else can be done. We can increase these crevices here, like so that it's more visible, and you can see this is not perfectly straight, right? It's like kind of jagged. So to do that, we can distort the coordinates just a bit. To do that, what I'll be doing is I'll take this coordinates, the object coordinates, and let me put the mic a little far from me because it's distracting and disturbing. And let's take a noise texture, plug this there, and let's also add a mix RGB node right before the scale. I don't know, should we do it after the scale or before the scale? Let's try both. Let's see what looks fine for us, and I'll be using linear light. What am I doing here? Anyone can tell me? Anyone tell me, please? This is called domain distortion. Okay, what exactly is domain distortion? You can think domain distortion is like distorting the domain. The domain is nothing but the object coordinates, right? And when you distort it, but either by multiplying, adding, or using some noise to basically move things around, like look at this right now, it's just the normal one. Just increase just a little bit, very subtle. Let's see how this looks. You can see without this it's kind of straight. Like now if you increase it a little more, you can see it started to get like this jagged edges, which is what I want basically. And to increase the details, like I don't see much details here. It looks so smooth, right? It's not like rough, so I think it's fine. If you want more details and stuff, you can increase the roughness, or else you can also increase the detail level to how much ever you want, and you can see it started doing. And if you want high scale, you can obviously go little up, and you can see if you go too much, like let's go till 1000, you're basically blurring the whole texture. This is basically blurring. You can't see much, but if you can zoom in closely, this is all noise. Hopefully this YouTube compression doesn't destroy it. Anyway, I think that's fine. Let's look at the displacement now. Okay, now you can see we have 2 issues to solve. One is we have this triangulated, the pyramid type, cone type stuff, like extrusion. We don't want that, right? If you think about it, this is a straight line. Okay, maybe It's a little bit smooth, obviously, because it's Voronoi. The algorithm is a little bit different, complex to explain, but someday we'll also make Voronoi from scratch, okay? And so this straight line, we have to make it curve. Like, to do that, we can use a few techniques. One is using RGB curves. I think, yeah, it's, let's pull this up. So see, what exactly am I doing here is, I'm taking the gradient that goes from 0 to 1, which means like, from 0, which is like on the surface, and to 1, to little up, and changing the profile to something like this. So everything gets smoothed out. Like, look at that. I like this, man. And let's try doing something else to this. I like how it's turning out though. Like, honestly, didn't expect it to turn out this good. Like, we can still change the profile if you don't want it to be, like, if you think about it, it's not exactly round, right? It's a sharp up, and then it's a really smooth fall off. So I can bring this down there and bring this like this. Obviously things are going to get messed up a bit, but it's fine. Let's auto clamp this one so everything's stable still. Let's see, is this what I want? No, nah, not this. What about this? Not this. What else can we do? Okay, let's put this into a node group. Like, not a node group, I mean a frame, so that when I share this blend files to you guys, you can understand what I did here. This is called domain distortion, so let me rename this to domain distortion. Hopefully the spellings are correct. And what else can we do? We have Voronoi, we have subtract, we have RGB curves, and we have displacement, and we have principal based here. For now, I'll stop using principal and I'll use only a diffuse shader, okay? Computational less expensive. And yep, there you go. Let's increase the roughness to up so you can actually see the crevices. Yes. And yeah, it doesn't look quite well from the other side here, right? I think it's fine. It's not going to be visible in the camera view, so who cares? And what else can be done? Do you want me to increase the brightness of this one? I mean, I can increase it by decreasing the roughness, like just a bit. I don't want it to be completely blown up though. There's another technique which I wanted to try, but let's say 1 for now, and let's take a value node and connect these two values here and there. As you guys can see here, you're basically like, when you look at this, it is going from 0 to 0.5 now because I subtracted 0.5 from everything. But here in the divide node, you're dividing it by the same number, so now it's going from 0 to 1. Look, it's a little bit bright here than that, right? Let's change this to around like 0.8. Let's see, is it all covered? No, it's not covered. Damn it. 0.9. Okay, I don't want these things here. Let's see if I can remove this by decreasing the randomness. Almost, yeah, 0.5. Okay, but then as you can see, this is not random anymore, right? Like, look at this. Look at that. Okay, let's go above, a little above than 0.5 to make it look more random, little random. Let's go 0.6. 0.7. Yeah, I'm fine with this. And let's decrease it. I think it's fine. Now let's increase the profile and let's get this down there. Is it working? Let's see the displacement, and let's see the diffuse. Okay, I don't think it's actually working how I expected it to, but yeah, it's fine. Yes, What's happening? Hey Benjamin, hi. Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I'll decrease randomness. It actually worked though. uh, I don't have a second monitor, so I have to keep switching between the live stream and the and the blender file. But yeah, looks like it's actually working pretty well. 0.9, 0.7 looks good, and yeah, that's it. I think we can continue from here onwards. Maybe it's too straight, but I think once we start adding more details on top of this, more randomness and stuff, I think that might look good actually. I have really good feeling about this one. Let's go like 0.3. Yeah, now it's more bulgy and you can see some crevices. You have to mask a lot of things, and I keep saving the file. Let's save it. Next up, what do we have? Oh god, let's look at this image. Let's start adding this minor details. Okay, you can see a lot of details right here. I think this is also Voronoi, right? If you think about it, look at that, the small blobby things on top of this. So I think we'll use another Voronoi texture. I really don't like to use more Voronois because it's really computationally expensive, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, it's fine. It's Nodevember. Who cares about optimizations? Everyone uses a lot of nodes, right? Just like me. But yeah, it's always good to optimize. Like whenever you're using like shaders, like for scenes and stuff, procedural shading, it's good to optimize as much as possible. Okay, now I think this is the base shape, right? So let's call this into one thing, like basic height map. Cost USD. Okay, never mind. Let's rename this custard apple base height map. Okay, now we have pretty good custard apple base. What else can we do? Let's take another Voronoi texture, but this time it's going to be really high frequency, so it's the same thing. Probably I can actually, you know what, let's duplicate this, Control Shift D, let's place it up there, and let's call this custard apple secondary details. And let's change the scale to around like 10 or something. Let's see how that looks. Like, not okay, this doesn't really look enough, right? So we have to go a little more above, and let's go about 20. Nah, 25. What about this? Okay, let's try. We can, it's all because it's procedural, you know, it's all in our hands. But as you can see, these are all continuous, like, right? Everything is continuous, like just like one Voronoi texture. I don't want that. Like, it's unnatural. Like, you know, I want this to be like every single cell should have like a different variation. Hey Kate, hi. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're enjoying. And what I could do for that is let's give full randomness. Let's look at this once more. I can take, okay, no, let's go like, yeah, it's fine. Let's take this color output, which is this. Let's add a vector math, and let's offset the coordinates, which is basically this one, by that, and let's plug this one there. Hopefully this should look random at least a bit. Okay, look at this. As you can see here, this is breaking here, and every single cell has its own Voronoi pattern. And let's plug it right there. We can call this nothing. Let's not call it anything for now. And let's increase the scale maybe like to 30. Yeah, 30 is fine. If not, if you don't want the domain distortion, we can leave it anyway, but let's keep it. What's like, I think it's no harm, because let's organize everything again. Next, we need to add the height to this one, right? So these are more rounder. Hey, Fabrizio, Fabrizio. Hopefully, I didn't butcher that name. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully, you're enjoying from the start. It's a lot of fiddling though. Let's. What else can be done? Let's add it. Normally, what I do is, because this one is okay. Blender don't crash. Yeah. This one is about where is it? About 0.75 the height. So this is at 1 right now. Like here it's 1. So when I add it, or like let's take a maximum first. Like let's take a maximum. Hopefully this actually I have no, yeah, it's too much. Obviously it's too much. Let's look at with the diffuse shader. As you can see, we are getting this sort of uneven look. So we need the details only on this particular parts, right? So what can we do to get that? We can simply add it. Let's add. So on top of this, so now we can use either this, like let's make it more rounder, and let's take a math node and let's multiply this with a really low number. Multiply this with like 0.1. I think it's too high. Even 0.1 is too high for this one because we're adding it. Let's see with the diffuse shader. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Let's play around with it even more. Oh, wait a second. What do you think this looks like? I think it looks like a Raspberry Pi. Raspberry, yeah. But yeah, we're not doing that. So bad luck. So let's make it 0.2. Oh, 0.1 also looked high, right? 0.05. And how does this look now? Let's refresh the geometry to watch it. Yeah, kind of what we are going for, but the bumps are not enough. So maybe we can bring this down to 0. Or is this to 0? Even this is high. Yeah, I want this, but then really low frequency. Not frequency, I mean like low strength. So let's add another multiply node and let's change this to 0.1 or something. Like just 10% of the previous one. It shouldn't be too much, but yeah, let's see. We can also try doing okay, you're getting the uneven edges though. Like, can you see a little bit of bumps here and there? That's good. That's our first layer of details, but let's go a little bit more and let's change this to 0.3. Now, yeah, this is what I want. Hopefully it's visible. If not, let me know. I'll increase the strength. Okay, yeah, I think this looks fine to me. Good. What else can be done to this? Let's save again, obviously. Hey Rudra, hi, how are you? Let's look at the reference again. It is kinda squished in the bottom and it looks like an apple, right? Obviously, it's obviously an apple. So what I want to do is I'll add a multiply node after the displacement. So it becomes vector displacement now. So vector, like vector math node. Let's change this to multiply and let's multiply everything with 1. So this is basically the same, right? Because this is vector. Now let's scale it along the z-axis by 2. So can you see it's stretched? It basically stretched, right? I like this. I actually like this a lot. What can be done like to make it look good? So I want it to scale less in the bottom and more in the top. So I need to multiply it with a gradient, right? Like let's say here I need to scale it with 0, so it will stay put, and like at least 1. And while it goes up, I want it to like scale by like around like 2 or something, so it basically bulges out. So to do that, obviously we need to do some math, little bit of more math. So what I can let's basically put it right here. Let's put a star and let's multiply by 0.3, and let's do this. Both the same, like literally both the same. We have to rephrase the geometry. Let's look at the front view. Yeah, I think that's fine. Maybe it's too much, I'm not sure. Let me know guys how it's turning out. Hey Mohit. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm glad you're actually liking what I'm doing. I have no idea, just fiddling around. And then what can be done next? This is like just blending height, so let's put it right inside. Clean. Displacement so far, good. Let's look at this. Okay, we need to multiply with lower number here with higher number there, right? So let's take the generated coordinates. Let's separate x, y, z. Let's look at the z component. So this is -1 right now, this bottom part, and this is +1. So I want it to go from 0 to 1. Okay, this is a little bit of math. I think you can still follow it. So I want the gradient that's going from 0 to 1, I mean -1 to 1 to 0 to 1. How can I do that? We can do with two different ways, like using a map range. So this is the range from -1 to 1, right? So let's take a map range node. Let's say it's going from -1 to 1 to 0 to 1 now. So look at this, the black is in the bottom, white is on the top, right? So if you want it to go from 0 to 1 to 0 to 1, it does, and it clamps, so nothing changes here basically. We can change this to smooth step, and we can bring this down a bit, like around there, about even a little bit down there. And let's see what if we multiply this to the z component of this one. I don't want to change the x and y, right? So that what I can do, I can add a combine xyz node, change this to 1 and 1, and change this to 2 for now, because it's the same, right? Right now everything is similar. So let's plug this down there. Look at this. Yeah, you're getting it, right? Like this is squishing little and this is squishing up. So let's look at the gradient once more, and let's bring this up, even up. It's clamped, basically it's clamped, right? So instead of that, let's go 1 to 2. Let's look at this gradient. There you go. Good. And what else can be done? Let's see. No idea. So we are only stretching along the z direction, but because we are using smooth step and this, instead we can do something else as well. You can use yeah, let's use a math node. So let's think let me explain what I'm doing here. So let me turn on the overlays again. Right now this bottom value right here is -1, right? This is 0 and this one is 1. So I want this to go from, right now it's going from -1 to 0 and 0 to 1. So the whole total distance is, this is 1 unit and this is 1 unit, right? So total 2 units. But what I want is, I want it to go from 0 to 1. So I want the whole thing to be 1 unit. So let's think about the math. So basically I want this to go from 0 to 1. So what should I do to make -1 to 0? Basically I should add +1, right? +1. What will happen? This will become 0, this will become 1, and this will become, after +1, this will become 2. So this will become 1 and this will become 2, right? And I have to make this go from 0 to 1. So if you have something that's going from basically like, you know, right now this is 0 because, you know, this was -1 plus 1, now it is 0, right? So let's put 0 here. This is 2. Now it's going from 0 to 2, right? To make it go from 0 to 1, what can we do? We can divide everything by 2. Now this will go from 0 to 1, right? That's map ranging. So let's add 1 to this and let's divide it by 2, or else multiply by 0.5. Both are same. So now look at this. This is exactly same as map range -1 to 1 to 0 to 1. Look at this and this, nothing changed. I mean, nothing changed, right? And obviously I don't like the overlays. Now let's take a second to remove them. And let's turn off the overlays again. So we have the gradient that's go from 0 to 1 now again. So let's look at the... Yeah, math is love. Mohit, it's fine. It's just, think about it, Mohit. Like, if what I did right now is everything like additions and divisions, right? Like, I'm sure you know that, right? Don't think it's complicated. Just, I think it's fine. I mean, I'm saying it's fine because I keep working on that every single day to understand the gradients and stuff. I'm sure even you will find it easy once you start making stuff like, yeah, you get it. Yeah, it's fine. So let's send this to X as well. And let's send this to Y as well. So basically, I'm multiplying with gradient from 0 to 1. And everything is getting squished in all different directions. Instead of that, I can use an RGB curve to like take the gradient that's going from 0 to 1, the linear gradient, which is this, and I can change it however I want and basically squish it in any different direction. So I kind of like how this looks without, I mean, you know, only the height map, like the vector displacement map. It looks so cool, right? Am I the only one? Probably. Let's bring this down and let's bring this up. And let's squish this in X direction. Yeah. And also Z direction. I don't think so. I have to squish it in Z direction. Only X and Y. Right? Yeah, actually. Yes, it's working. Look at this. I got the shape. Oh, yeah. Then I think we can actually do everything now. Damn, I was actually so scared. Like, let's make this one for now. And let's see if this actually scales it accordingly. Yes, perfect. Do you guys like this one? Let's see. Let's give it a close-up shot. Let's go to this. Let's refresh the geometry once more. And look at the details. Yes, I like this one. Hopefully this looks good in the final render. My problem here is, yeah, Mohit, I was just thinking, looking at that emoji you sent, I was like, maybe I'm explaining it kind of different. So it's fine. Yeah, no problems. Thankfully you're understanding everything. If you have any doubts, you can just put it in the comments. I can explain it again. Yeah, so far so good. My problem with shaders is basically, I can do this displacement and stuff very well, but when it comes to the principal shader and you start making it look realistic, or like, you know, if you want to get all these minor details, that's where I kind of like, I can get the colors as well because we have the reference image, we can eyeball everything, but the shader, the subsurface scattering right there, everything is complicated for me. That's what I think I should improve on today. Let's see, whatever. So what did we do here? Let's, you know, obviously it's a good thing to organize everything again. So let's take a minute. It's fine. Let's organize everything pretty well. Let's shift is equals to and scale Y 0. Oh no, I selected wrong things. Scale Y 0 and scale X just a bit there, and let's put up a frame. And what can we do now? Let's refresh this and recall this as squishing in X and Y, squishing the apple. Apple. Yep. There you go. Hopefully the spelling is correct. Next up, let's actually give it some color. So this is like a really desaturated green. So let's look at the hue map, and let's increase the hue and saturation. That hue, probably there, and maybe there, and less saturated. Yeah, that's the color, I guess. Hopefully, let's pick it. It has a little bit of yellow tint, so yeah, that seems more perfect. Thankfully, we have the. Oh, I think I actually like this without the diffuse color, and maybe with a little bit of better lighting. You know, I think it'll look good. Let's do some lighting. Hey Mia, hi. Oh, that is custard apple. So this is what I'm trying to do. But now looking at the reference closely, the bumps which I gave is too much actually. Look at that. It's really subtle, right? Really, really subtle. And yeah, okay. Let's not touch it for now. Let's keep everything to the normal scale. So, you know, let's put it there. Yeah, squishing and squishing the apple. Okay, so far so good. Let's not get distracted. I'm the only person who says that, and I'm the one who gets distracted all the time. What is this, Charan? Shift D, let's bring this there, and let's rotate it about Z axis. Not Z axis. Oh, wait a second. Let's go to the front view. Shift A, and lights. Let's add an area light. Rotate X 90. G, Y, back there. Let's look at this now. Yeah, little bit of ambient light. Because I gave strong lights on top and the back, because you know it has subsurface scattering and everything looks fine. Oh yeah, it's 7:30, like 7:24 for me right now. Like PM. Hopefully, if you're in India, I think this is a weird time because it's dinner time, right? I think it's fine. So, I mean, basically I give strong lights because subsurface scattering. So if I look from back, a little bit of light will pass through it and it might look good. I mean, hopefully it should look good, or else what's the point of me doing all this stuff, right? Let's see what else can be done. Let's increase the light strength. Maybe I'm taking a little more time than normal, but I really want this to look good today. Hopefully this turns out good. Now let's think what else can be done. What can be done now? Let's add the spots. I mean, these dirty spots and these color spots. Let's do some color variations. So as you can see here, this crevices has like a different color, right? Let's put that in our RGB node so that we can just look at it, how that looks. Let's take the eyedropper. Let's take that one and let's look at it. So this is what the diffuse of this particular color is, like, you know, the crevices. So we need a way to basically find out the crevices and separate from the mask. Yeah. Okay, good morning. I know. Yeah, like around 12 hours, like 13 hours or something far from each other. Like like I'm in the future though. Let's there's like if you think about it, this is like pointiness, like, but in the reverse direction. Like let's see. Let's take geometry node and see if that works. Okay, parameter pointiness. Yep. And let's take an RGB curve, like not RGB curves, like a math subtract a lot. Okay, it's not working. Let's use a color ramp then. Color ramp. Let's bring the blacks, let's bring the whites up. Okay, it's not detecting anything. So there's one more trick. We can use the same geometry, but we also need the bevel node. Let's plug the normal there, and let's take this and just look at it. What I'm doing right now is I'll take a math node, change this to cross product. Thanks to Aaron, by the way, I learned this trick from him. Now when I look at the cross product, you kind of see that, you can see the crevices pretty clear from this. I don't know how this works, but maybe we can call this edge detection. Okay, basically, without nothing complex. There you go. You have like all the crevices now, like all the greens. So if you think about it now, let's take a math node. Like let's duplicate this and change this to length. Yeah, what do you guys think about this one? It's cool. You got the crevices perfectly. But I also like got every single thing on this as well, which I don't want. So I need a way to basically what can I say, need the same thing, but only get the mask of the other two things, like only this one. So for that I think I can use another like it's a pretty hard one, but I think I have no other option. I have to keep the scale and everything the same, but okay, let's do that then. So I don't want to do that. It's so computationally expensive. God, my laptops will start burning. But yeah, I have another trick. So this is one way to like basically detect edges. So I don't want to delete this. I might try that for like use for the minor details. And so let's stop looking at that one. So what I have to do now is I should take two Voronoi textures with the same, literally the same coordinates. Okay, and I have to change one to F1, another one to smooth F1, I guess, smooth F1, and F2, I guess. I'm not really sure. I can look back at any point of time. Math subtract, I guess, two distances. Okay. Yeah, hey, I'm in. Yeah, but what I have to do next is, let's look at the distance and let's look at this. Let's change this to 0.7 and the scale to 3.3, and let's change, is there anything I have to change else? Like probably F1 minus smooth F1. Yes, this is what I wanted. Yes, looks good. Yay. We got the masks, like a really good mask. Maybe we can change it a little more later on. Like we can add another subtract node here, like just to get the mask a little down, like only there. Yeah, perfect. I don't want too much of it, so I think this looks fine to me. Let's look at the front view. Let's maybe increase this a little more, like there. Okay, I'm just fiddling right now, nothing else. I think that looks good. So let's add a mix RGB node. What else can be done? Like let's take this as a factor and let's obviously have negative values, so I need to clamp it. And we have two colors, right? One is for the blacks, which is the top socket, and I want to put this one there. And for the bottom one, I want to use this color. How does this look? Does this actually give anything? Nothing, basically nothing. Nice. Because obviously I have to do something else. Let's take a math node, change this to multiply, bring all these things up. Yeah, it kind of looks what we wanted. It's not perfect. I think it's fine. I don't want it to be like too much visible, but yeah, it's okay. Next up, I want to use this as a color mask, right? So let's say base color. So I only got the base color from this one. So let's rename everything, or else arrange everything accordingly. and call this color variation. Control J, F2, color variation. No, color, base color. Base color, yeah. Okay. Let's get this there. Let's get this out of the way. Now, I just want to look at the shader ones with the principal BSD have. Hopefully, I really hope this looks good. Yeah, we are getting there slowly. Now let's give it full details. Yeah, there you go. This is what I'm talking about. Hi, JC. Yeah, find a color, but yeah, most of the time I tend to like minimize the color ramps. Like as you can see, I try to use mostly with math. But yeah, color ramps is a good way to. And yeah, what else can be done? Sorry if I'm just looking at it and getting more ideas, basically ideas. Obviously the roughness is kind I need to increase the specular up. The good way is like maybe a little bit of subsurface. Let's start with somewhere about there and let's give the same color to the subsurface color. And obviously it looks like skin right now. That's because of the subsurface radius, which is by default it's set to skin, right? So what can be done to that to make it okay? I'm really bad at this, so I'll start with 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. Looks like there's a lot of greens, right? Like because it's a green color one. And if you know about custard apples, the insides kind of look white. Okay, it's like a white color. So I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Let's see. Let's give this a test render and let's wait for a second. So F2. Oh no, nope. Bad idea. That's because let me tell you what's wrong. Because my render settings are really high. Let's render this with around 64 samples. And the thing is at 2K. Let's send this to like 50%, like not 50. Let's go to 25%. Let's just get something from that. Okay, to see the rendering, I have to go to render results. Yeah, it kinda looks okay. Let's go to 128 samples, and let's turn on optics image denoising, because that's the best one when it comes to rendering final renders. Yes, what's happening? Oh, okay, Pawan, bye. And hey Jeev, welcome back. I'm just waiting for the render to complete. Yeah, the render is done. So few things that I notice is basically variation in the roughness and obviously surface imperfections. And yeah, maybe we can try implementing, try masking out some stuff. I'll tell you what I mean by that, but let's go to the procedural shading workspace, my favorite workspace. Like we can basically mask this out using the bevel node, just like I did before, using the setup, because this gives like a really good crevices. Like look at that, it's perfect. This is what I wanted all along. Who would have known? Yeah, it kind of looks good. I mean, obviously it looks good. No doubt about that. Let's try this out. Honestly, I think this would actually turn out pretty well as well. And let's take this multiply node just to see how that looks. And yeah, as you can see there, this is a pretty good mask actually. Let's increase the strength, not too much, like about there. So about 30, like okay, 25. Now let's look at the principal PSD shader. Yeah, now it's too much. Like I think it's fine, honestly. I think it's fine. I'm fine with it. So now let's play with the details on top of that. So we need these spots, right? Let's look at this for a second. We need these dark spots. These dark spots basically look like Voronoi again, the same stuff. So many Voronois, damn it. But with little bit of noise and placing stuff around. Like there's so many different ways we can do this. Let's just look at the diffuse shader for now, and let's not, God, please don't. It's comparing the shaders basically. I don't want it to crash. Yeah, it's done. So let's remove. Let's not look at the principal PSDF for now. So I want spots. So this is like a pretty good way to visualize only the diffuse shader without caring about anything else. So what can be done is, let's again use a Voronoi. Okay, this is base color, right? And what is this? First ripple, secondary details. So yeah, color details are like the surface details. So let's take another Voronoi. And let's use the same coordinates. And what about the distance? Let's take a math node. Subtract some spots. And let's take another math node. Multiply this with big number. There you go, you got some spots around over there. And there's some things which can be improved. Oh, yes. Distance to edge. Yeah, JC, you're the savior all the time. Honestly, let's try distance to edge. Voronoi. Why didn't I think about that? Obviously. Maybe that should basically solve our issues, right? So let's change this to distance to edge. Let's change the scale to 3, or like scale is 3, right? And randomness is 0.7. Honestly. Yes, this is what we wanted all along. Look at that, that's perfect. Now let's invert this. Subtract from large number. Thank you, JC. Let's plug this to the mix shader. Let's look at this map. And obviously we need to do a little bit of more math to make it look better. Let's multiply this with some higher value and clamp it. Done. Yes, perfect. Thank you, JC. Oh, by the way, guys, you should check out JC's Twitter. His Nodevember stuff are too good. Oh my god. Let me paste the link in the chat. Check out his Nodevember submissions. Honestly, they are the best. And let's continue. So I don't really think I need 2 Voronois anymore, right? What's the point? And let's take our Voronoi there, this one there, and this one there. Yes, perfect, perfect. So that's it for now. And let's look at the principal PSDF once more from the front view with all the surface details and without any overlays. Let's double tap it to refresh the geometry. So what else can be done? Yeah, I think it looks good. Yeah, we can change the subsurface scattering later on, but yeah, let's give it some roughness details. Let me take off the subsurf for now because it's faster. Let's take a noise texture. Actually, let's look at this one first. I want to kind of try out the Voronoi stuff. Let's change the scale to around like 40. 40 is too much, okay. 20. And also I want to like do one more thing. I don't know, I mean, it's just a personal preference. Math, put this on top, greater than this. I'll get only these spots, right? Yeah, that is too many. Else I can just take something else, like take the color output, math node, subtract, clamp. I'll tell you what I'm doing, but like let's get only few dots like that and take the distance to edge and multiply both of them together. There you go. So I only got like few spots over there, so I can play around with them, right? If that makes sense. Oh yeah, I will slowly start improving this. I'm really bad at giving shaders and make it look realistic. You know, it's all going to be trial and error. But yeah, it's fine. I'll try. I'll learn. And let's see. Let's take a greater than node. Actually, you know what? Let's duplicate this. Let's change this to less than. So this will give us the invert. Let's add them together. I don't know if I should do that. Let's take a math node, subtract. Okay, we got a few black spots, but obviously it doesn't look as expected. So let's take another math node. Just trying to match the color over there, just so that they blend in properly. Never mind, I'm just and no, what can be done? Okay. And let's add them together once more. Okay, got it. Take this, add clamp. Instead of doing all those steps, I think this is even a better trick, right? Let's take a math node now. Put a subtract here. Yeah, we got the black spots now. We can use another mix RGB node and use this as the factor mix. Let's change the black spots to black and the white spots to basically this. Obviously, as you can see, this doesn't look as expected, so I think it's better if you use greater than node, you know. And you can change the color to just something. Nope. I don't know. I should play around with this now. So let's take a math node, subtract, and another multiply node. Clamp it. Let's look at the chat if I have any suggestions. So far, nothing. Okay, let's look at this. Yeah. Okay, got it. Now let's pick this brown color and let's think about this, because we have the height map of this one, like basically this one. I'll tell you what I'm doing, just give me a second. But what I'm trying to do now is take this and use this as a bump map. So let's take bump node. So everywhere there's black, it's going to have some bump. If that makes any sense. Hopefully the thing might look different, but hopefully it should look fine. And let's plug this to the base color. Yeah, I mean it's fine, but as you can see, we can obviously change everything procedurally. So all you have to do is, like, if you want more spots, you can do this, or like I think 0.9 or 0.8 it's fine, like this, you know, dense. Because of the bump, we have this amazing looking thing going on there. Obviously it's too much, like if you think about it, it's really too much. So let's decrease the bump to about there. And also we can give color variations to that, right? What can be done to that? Yes. What can be done? We can use the color output. Oh yeah, wait, I have an idea. Use a mix RGB node. Let's take a vector math. Take this and take this, multiply, but we need the reverse, right? Let's okay, my laptop is heating up so bad. And we can use this over there. And maybe soft light. And we can use the same color, but that, okay, not this. This is not what I wanted. Nah, never mind. Let's just continue with whatever we have. Let me not waste your time, guys. Okay. Yes. Next up, we can add more details of noises on top of this, like this noise right there. Can you see that? The whites. So let's add that now. I think I'll use a noise texture for that, obviously, and because it's noise, use a noise texture. And I think this can be a good scale y0. Let's plug it there. Control J, F2, spots, probably, yeah, whatever. And mask bump node, right? So let's bring it up there and mix is fine. So what if I use multiply? Nah, not multiply, darken. Nope, lighten. Does the same thing, I guess, right? Maybe it's making it more darker, but yeah, I think it's fine. Okay. Now let's add noise. Let's take the linear light and let's take the color output. So let's use the same coordinates here which we use for this one. And to get more variation, I think I'll little distort it about like 0.2, I guess. And let's use a factor. Let's take a math node. Let's just bring the spots down and increase the details to about 5. Nothing more than that. It's not required. You can play with the roughness though. Little about that, yeah. Now what if I use this as roughness? I'm not really sure what would happen, but let's try. So roughness there and this. Okay, it's too shiny for some reason. Okay, it's too shiny, which we don't want. So let's use a map range. What is the lower value? Okay, I'm adding. Okay, I'm subtracting some values, right? So this is like too much darks. We can use a map range node, obviously, and take a range from 0 to 1 to about the lower we can get is, I think, about 0.5 5 would be fine, I guess. And 1, no, let's go about 0.9. Not really sure. Hopefully this should look better than before. Like, how about this, guys? Kinda looks good. Next, I need to add some noise details on top of this, so which I'll be doing now. Okay, let's do that. Next up, we have this one, the same noise, but let's use color output. Let's separate them to 3 different channels so that we get 3 different types of noises. I'll use this blue output, or else let's use the green one, because this is green. It's just simply, it's not like you should use that. You can use anything. Yeah, that would be a good idea, Benjamin. I'll try that, but let me try to get some structure to this first. Let's subtract it a bit, and let's use the same color output, and let's use a mix RGB node. Oh no. What's wrong with it? Mix RGB node. Change this about there. Yeah, let's use some other things. Okay, zero lighten is having nothing. Full lighten is basically bringing up the whites. So yeah, this is perfect. Okay, what about there? It's not too much, but we can play with the values here. So now let's see what that's actually doing. But there looks fine to me. Let's use this. And these white locations are very rough, so I think I'll mask that out. Is it actually giving us anything? Math node is greater than. Let's say 0.3, which is basically these locations from this one. Not really what's actually happening. So greater than 0, but then let's give it a little bit of let's use a mix RGB node. Let's use this as a factor. Let's say all the things should be pure. No, not this. We should actually, I think we'll use this one, because we have the crevices here. Like all the crevices can be used somehow. Let's use a color ramp. Bring this up. Yeah. About there. I can use this one. This is actually better, I guess. Like looking at it. Let's plug this to the map range. Let's not use this, but let's use this as the color. What is it doing? Nothing. Add. Nothing. Color burn. Color dodge. Where's dodge? Okay, color dodge is basically doing nothing. Again, why? Okay, I have no idea. Darken. Multiply, color burn. Mix. No idea. I'm kind of stuck. Anyone help? Let's see. Up, up. I think I know what to do. Let's delete this. Let's delete this. Let's use this map. But obviously it's going to look different when you look in the final render, but kinda gives us a mixed RGB. Let's plug it there. Let's the whites be the same, like the whites be different, blacks be pure whites. See if it actually works. I just refreshed it. It's going to take a second to. Yeah, we're getting those crevices here now, but I don't want these things, right? So I can take the distance to edge stuff, which we did. Not this. This. Take a math node. Take the color output and take this multiplied output and subtract both of them. Did it work? Let's see. These subtle details is something which I'm really bad at. Yes, looks about right, don't you guys think? Look at that, all the black parts are gone, only these parts are visible. But as you guys know, it's too much white, so let's decrease that a bit. Let's plug it in the whites. Let's look at this now. Okay, we are getting this very black outline, which I don't really like, but whatever, it's fine, I guess. It's like a dirty one. Let's look at the, let's render this once. I'm just waiting for it now. Do you guys can hear any background noise? Just let me know. Oh yeah, it's almost done. Let's see the render. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see the renders. Okay, few things that I want to change here is obviously this bump doesn't look good. Maybe the surface details can be improved. Subsurface scattering is off, so we can give a little bit of subsurface scattering. And obviously there's one more thing, that is the roughness variation. I'm really bad at this stuff. I think it's fine, I'll learn slowly. Let's give about like 0.12, and let's give the same as subsurface color. No, not metallic churn, subsurface. And let's maybe increase this to 0.15. Now let's give this one more render. Hopefully this should at least change a bit than the previous one. Oh, thank you, Kate. Yeah, it needs more dirt, right? Actually, like it should be like it came from the tree, like really old tree or something. But so far I think it's actually, I'm pretty happy with what I'm getting right here. Yeah, this looks off. Yeah, this, okay, now the denoise is making it look better. Okay, the crevices are like, actually this crevices looks more natural to me because, you know, having this custard apple farm right with me, this is like, you know, like a really ripe one which has a broken pieces. But yeah, let's it looks pretty good so far. Actually, I'm happy with the result. Let's look at the reference image some more times. Okay, we have like really dark spots as well, like, you know, like hue, like more hue than the lesser parts. So I think we can give more color variation just by trying out masking out the Voronoi spots, not the spots. but where is that? Minor details, yeah. Let's look at this. And also let's look at this for now. Let's take the color map. Let's take a math node. I don't know if I should do this, but I think it's fine. Shift D, put it there. Let's add both of them and clamp it. Yeah, I should not do this. Look at this, how bad that looks. Maybe subtract. Even this, nah, not what I wanted. Is there a good way I can do this? Or else maybe I can simply use a different Voronoi again, which I don't really prefer. Oh god, the node group looks a little bit messy. Let's fix it. Let's put it there. Let's put it there. Let's put it there. Let's put it there. And maybe more dirt can be done using Control J F2 minor dirt. Okay, let's use another Voronoi. How can you increase the hue of only these little spots? No idea. We should figure that out. Let's connect it there. Let's use the same 30 as it is. Okay, let's actually not do that. Maybe, yeah. Math node 30. Let's plug it right there to this add. I'll tell you what I'm doing, but it's all little messed up right now. Let's subtract it from this. Let's decrease randomness. Okay, let's about 0.7. What about that, guys? Hopefully this looks fine. And maybe to give it more colors, let's look at only this one particular colors right now. Let's clamp it. As usual, let's use this as mix RGB node. Let's take the color socket and put it there. No, I mean only the value node. So separate RGB. We can use this to basically change the hues. So we can take a color over there. Okay, I think I should do this in the opposite way. Nope, nope, nope. Not really sure, but as you can see, what's happening here is nope. Down there. Let's remove this. Change this color over there and change this to soft light. Nope. Let's decrease the saturation and let's increase the value. How about this? Actually I'm using distorted coordinates. Maybe it's not good enough actually. Like, you know, this is basically using this coordinate system. And maybe you're correct. Let's try. Let's use another noise texture. plug it right into the Voronoi with the mix RGB node. Okay, it's getting messier. Yep, it's getting messier. I don't like it. Yep. Plug the noise on top of that. That's distorted now, as you can see, and obviously the noise is too less, so let's increase the details to about 4. Roughness to about like roughness. No roughness. Let's not increase roughness. How about this? And let's try to mix both of them using another mix RGB node. But let's mix using a noise. Let's take this noise, math. Look it there in the here. Now you can clamp it. When you decrease this value, you're basically just changing it, or else you can use a map range node anyway. But yeah, it's fine. I think it's fine for now. So this is how it was previously, like not that much randomness. And this is now a little bit now. So it does have some variations in colors and stuff, but not much. So we can still do a lot of stuff with it. Let's look at the base color. Not happy. What else can be done? Let's actually play with this roughness a bit more. Roughness is fine, I guess. 0.9 to 0.4 with full specular. And yeah, it's fine. My laptop is lagging. Oh my god. That's because animation is on. Okay, now let's see what else can be done better. More dirt. How can I add dirt? Noise. I should not be using so many noises at all. Separate. Let's use another noise texture. Let's take another math node. Power. Both. X and Y. And let's take another power. Y and Z. You have this and you have this now. So let's take another math. Let's multiply both of them. And then I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to create different types of noises from the same one. Just a little bloomy. So it kind of looks like dirt or something. Does it? No, it's not. It's just looking like a different type of noise. Distortion. It's at 0 distortion. Let's increase it. Okay, not too much. If I distort it, it's going to distort this one as well. So let's give it at 0.2 or something. Let's just to see if I have anything to play with. Top of the blob should be lower. Let's see. Yeah, actually, yes, we should play with the roughness a little more. But yeah, can't bother anyway. Let's try to like just get it over soon. It's already late. I thought this could be like around 2 hours to 3 hours of stream, but it's too much time. So let's take this one. Let's take a math. Subtract. Let's invert it. Why am I even doing this? Let's use Musgrave. Musgrave should be good for dust. Let's use more details around like 5 or something. Let's decrease the dimensions. Let's decrease the linearity. This could be like used for rust or something, but not really sure if it can be used for adding dust. Let's go with more detail. High detail frequency. Yep. Let's take a math node. Multiply this with lower number. It's too much, right? Obviously it's too much. Just looking at what happens. Mix RGB. Plug this on top. Clamp it. Let's take this color on top. Let's take this color on bottom. Did it work? Did anything happen? Nothing noticeable, but what if I increase the soft light? Okay, I got some patches, as you can see. Not really sure how this looks along with the base color. Let's look at it anyway. This is the most time consuming part for me, at least. Figuring out what should be the color and figuring out what. Let's give it a render anyway. So yeah, I don't know, I kinda like to keep it as low noises as possible, but yeah, I think I should try like diverging stuff, but yeah, I don't know, I just got used to it. I don't even think about other noises. Yeah, I will diverge, and thanks for the suggestion. Let's do it then. I don't see much of a difference though, but yeah, I like the result, final result. Okay, can I see any hues? Like there's a little bit, but can't see it much. And okay, let's try a little more. Let's go to, let's, oh god, no. Let's only look at the, okay, my laptop is lagging, I'm sorry for that, but let's wait. So how many guys are participating in Nodevember this time? Okay, now it's working fine, hopefully. Yep, let's go to the render view and let's look at only this color output, and probably we can decrease the hue, not maybe value, about there. Okay, let's increase the saturation and decrease the, or increase the value. Yeah, it looks more raw now. Hopefully this should look better than what we got previously, because it has more greens now. Yeah, good. Yes, we are getting somewhere. And then obviously I need some roughness variation, so I'll use the same thing, like use the same stuff, whatever I have here, and use a map range and use the values from 0 to 1 to basically map from. Also, let's not use the clamped one, let's use the unclamped one. Let's go to -1 to 1 to basically about 0.3 to 1. Yeah, let's take this one, which is basically nothing so far, and let's multiply these two things together. I'm not really sure if that's a good idea, but let's try. What happens if I multiply this? Yeah, we have like a little bit of variation, so let's go to the rendered view and plug this directly to the roughness, and let's look at the principal PSDF shader now. It should be like more waterish. I'm sorry for the background noise, like the little bit noisy house. Yeah, I like it more like it's dipped in water or something. Yeah. What about this? It looks better than previous actually. Honestly, I like this one. Oh yeah, JC, second year of November. How is it? Like, how do you feel about that? Like, I mean, you still do notes, right? Like, regularly. I've been doing notes only for like I started like 4 5 months ago, like around May or something, using procedural notes. Before that, I was like, no notes. Notes are not my thing. Times changed. I'm kind of happy for that. But yeah, any suggestions for beginners, JC? Like, if at all, if you want to get uh, to your level, basically, like, like, what would you prefer? Like, suggestions to people. At least to me, I think it'll be really useful. What should I do? Let's by the time I'll rearrange everything and see if I have any unwanted notes or something. And maybe bump can be actually used a bit more, like adding the noise, whatever we created so far, and adding some bump details. Yes, 6 months ago, from the like I started using noise from the pandemic actually, like after the pandemic, like around like 2 months from the pandemic. To be honest, the first tutorial that I made on this channel is for myself. Like that's when I actually started learning the math behind the shaders and stuff, figuring out myself everything. And I had Erin who's helping me out all the time. It was amazing. And guys, you should join the Discord server if you haven't. Okay, we have so many procedural artists in it, and it would be really helpful for you to ask any sorts of doubts. And the link is in the description. You can join. Yes, exactly. That's a good suggestion, JC. Like, do whatever you feel comfortable with. To be honest, like, vector displacement is like not my thingy. Like, I try to not use vector displacement at all, but I really wanted to get better at it. There's no like practical use for that. It's just learning how 3D works and vectors works probably, and that's a good skill to be uh, keeping with. But honestly, there's no practical use, not much that I know, and I was really bad at it. I think many people know who have seen my procedural stuff previously. I try to do something and it turns out to be something else. So no consistency, nothing. But slowly, with asking people, learning from Gabe, JC, Aaron, and breaking down the shaders by Simon Thomas, especially the tardigrade one last year, that was like, it took me around 2 months to figure out what's going on there. But now I think I understand, but obviously I can't recreate it exactly the same way. But the teddy bear, like, the gummy bear which I did yesterday, it's kind of inspired by that, mostly using the same principles. So let's go to slot number 3 and let's give it another render. Hopefully this should look better than previous one. Oh yeah, I could actually, like, Amaya, I think I did like 2 streams. Obviously streams are like little longer, but then I did one where I made what is it called, lightsaber, and one the Among Us character. Hopefully that should help you out. Yeah, I would love to make some tutorials soon, but yeah, it's gonna take a while. Maybe not until November. Like, until November gets over, I don't think I can make anything new. Yes, yes, I kind of love this one. This render is actually better than what I expected it. And yeah, let's add some bump details. Sorry for the background noise, guys. It's dinner time for us actually, so I should probably stop streaming soon, but till then let's add the final details to it, and let's give it a final render. And yes, let's delete this one. And what else could we add? The bump details are from another Voronoi. Let's take the Voronoi which we basically got the surface from, which is the secondary details. And let's take another math node, multiply this one with about 0.1 or something, like a really low bump, really low bump, just to make it more visible. And let's add it to the previous one. Let's just add it. I don't know if this would actually make it look better or worse, but okay, let's give it a shot. Okay, I can see there's a lot of, okay, addition is kind of working, but I think I should also add a power node before this to make it rounder. Let's see, I can see it's straight, but I want it to be more smooth. About that, yeah, let's see. Let's give it another render. Let's look at this in the viewport for now. Oh yeah, I was trying to figure that out today, and it kind of worked though. Like to use displacement with normal displacement, basically you create a map. And okay, let me try to explain this. This is the last thing, I believe. Displacement plus vector displacement. I think I did use it on one of my cookie things. Let's open cookie second attempt. Yeah. So right now here, this is like the first submission that I made. So this is a little bit, this is a small cookie that we made on the stream. Like I tweaked a lot of settings after that as well to make it look good. So what I basically do is, let's do some basic shape or something let's use texture coordinate node. I don't know why that works, but it works. Okay, I'm not really sure. Maybe when I figure that out, the like actual math behind it, I'll try to explain you guys. Let's center the coordinates once more. Let's use a math node. Let's use object coordinates and vector math, multiply with 1 1 and 0. Then let's I'm just doing a basic shape because it's faster, so you might find it a bit fast because I know what I'm doing, because I'm just not looking at the view. That's because the view lags. So I'm making a rounded rectangle or else a rectangle. So let's give it, just look at that. Let's see how that looks for now. Hopefully that loads. Yeah, okay, I have this mask basically. So let me invert this using another math node. I think I'm using optics. Let's stop using that now. And now I can decrease it and change the values just a bit more. Let's look at that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, this is like the basic display, like a basic mask that I have. It'll now what I should do is this is vector displacement map, right? This one. So what I did to make, I think this should work. So add the object coordinates, which is this, or else I think, okay, let's add the object coordinates and let's put this through a displacement node, like to the height, and let's add them together and subtract the object coordinates again from, like this should work probably. Maybe I should clamp it. Yeah, clamp. Yeah, it's happening in the opposite direction, so I think I should subtract this. Is it? Wait a second. What am I doing wrong? Let's add, but let's use this one instead of that one. One should work, and also let's subtract this one again. Hopefully this should work. JC, do you have any idea? Oh yeah, sitafal, yeah. It's basically it's custard apple, yeah. Let's look at the height map once. Clamp it. It did work in the morning though. So weird. I might be doing something wrong. Maybe let's use. Okay, I'm sorry. I think I should start with generated coordinates. Doesn't really matter though, but let's see if that helps. Let's take this one and plug it over there. Let's add this instead of that, and let's add the displacement map. Let's divide this by the same value, like 0.13, and plug this to the height socket, and take the displacement map, add it to it, and subtract it again. Okay, it's actually working, but let's see. I'm sure this should work. Yeah, it is working. Like that's because it's shifting towards the normal, I guess. So the normals are basically in different directions, and yeah, I think this is what I thought. It's actually working. Like this is how I combine both of them, though. Not really sure if this is what you want. Oh yeah, is it my mid level to 0? Yep. And also the scale looks off. Something is wrong. Subtract from this. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Yeah, we figured this out. So it's the mid level. We have to set the mid level to 0, and also we have to subtract the generated coordinates, like whatever we got right here. This one, the scaled coordinates. First we have to add it to the vector displacement map, and then we have to add a displacement map, and then you have to subtract the generated coordinates. So it basically equalizes everything. JC taught me this technique yesterday while doing a little bit of like if I want to change anything in the vector displacement map, all you have to do is add the generated coordinates, and then you have to do, like, if you want to rotate it, or like if you want to scale it, whatever, and then subtract it from the same thing again. So that should give the same results. And yeah, it did work. This is how you should do it, Ameya. Oh no, it's JC actually. Big shout out to him. Okay, now let's go back to our fruit. I'm not saving this, okay? I don't want to. Let's get back to this. I'm actually kind of happy with the thing, and I just want to leave it right here. But let's see. Oh, bro, B pro. Array, intra name. So it's my friend. No, bro B pro is basically my classmate from my place, and he's here to just troll me, I guess. Hi. And let's actually look at the final one and see what happens now. Yeah, I think I'll start working on the knob on top, like the stick or whatever, the branch part. And I'm kind of scared to use that because I'm using UV sphere, and I have a pole on top, so it might kind of mess up. but whatever, let's try it out. Hopefully that should work. Can you see, like if you look at from the top view, you might see some stretching happening, I guess, somewhere right there. It's gonna take a while. I can't help it. Yeah, there you go, this one. So I want to work on that location but extrude up. So oh, wait a second, this actually looks good. Look at that. Eevee is better, honestly. So let's unplug the height map. Let's look at the rendered view for now. So basically I have this, and let's use the generated coordinates again and multiply vector math, multiply it with 1, 1 and 0. Now I have this one basically, and take a length of that to give us a circular gradient, and then use a okay, let's use displacement and let's combine them together like what we did before. Okay, let's make a circle. So guys, if at all if you want to learn like all the shapes, like how I'm making all the shapes, I'm basically taking SDF and converting it to 2D, like like a 2D SDF functions. It's from this amazing website by Inigo Quills. I'll paste it out here. Like, let me search for that. Inigo Quills. His stuff is amazing. Like, it's programming. So basically I'm changing the programs to code. So these are like the 2D functions. So if you can convert them, that would be really cool. Like that's the link. And the circle and everything, like few things we like, some things are really easy to do, but then sometimes it gets complex. Wait a second, what's happening? Okay, I think I should not use this one but use this one. Yeah, I'm neglecting this y-axis, I guess. Front view, top view is 7, right? So let's give it this one, and let's make the 0. Yeah, top view, it's 1, 1 and 0. And let's bring this small about there, and let's take a scale node. Let's scale it about, actually I don't know if I should do this, but let's scale it about the generated coordinates. So to connect that, I'm using Node Wrangler add-on, which is amazing. If you are not using that, you should. It's highly recommended. So let's add back our displacement map. Let's connect this over there, and obviously it's happening in 2 different directions, so I think I should clamp it, and it's still happening, right? So probably I should not use vector displacement here. I think I should use normal displacement. And let's plug this to the height socket. And also I think there's one more thing I have to do. 0 stays there, so the mid-level stays 0, and let's add our generated coordinates and add our height map, and let's subtract our generated coordinates again. And I have to mask the bottom face of it, so let's take another math node. Let's take the z-axis gradient, let's take a greater than node, let's multiply these 2 things together. So now if I use this as a height map, the bottom thing should go off. Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to do. Now we can use another multiply node after this to basically multiply this up to get the thing, and also decrease the radius about like 0.15, I guess. Yeah, I'm sure. Just to get that shape. I'm not really looking to shade it much, just to give some noise texture and make it look like bark. But yeah, that's basically it. And let's clamp this here. No, let's not. I think that's a bad idea. What did I do? What just happened? Why there's no... Okay, let's press Ctrl Z. Z. Displacement should work. Okay, fine. Let's rearrange everything once more. Let's look at the chat once more. Hey Dhruvin. No, that's not it. CG Matter and we were trying this out yesterday. That's because you're talking about the bump one, right? Like change from bump only to displacement. That's not the point. The thing is, the stretching might happen because of the geometry here. Like if you look at it. Okay, how can I look at it? Oh, I have a pole here. Like look at this. It's not a quad topology, so I have a pole. So basically, I should either have a lot of geometry here, like a lot of quads. Yeah, how to pronounce that? And then extrude this one up, or else I'll get this weird artifacts when I basically subdivide this. Like it happens. Like if I shade flat, I think you can see this stretching here. This stretching will be visible when you render this. So let's look at whatever we have so far, and let's take this map and let's look at the displacement, and let's look at one render. Let's render it. F12. Oh, procedural texturing and vector displacement stuff. There is one course by Simon Thomas on Blender Cloud which I highly recommend. Even I took up that course and it's amazing. I mean, for absolute beginners, you can start with that, but he won't go much into the math. So for math, you can check out like obviously my channel, and we have Aaron's channel, and there is Sam Bauman. There is and there is so many people. I don't want to like forget everyone, but then let me just put it out. Okay, it's Vanis Malfed, Sam Bauman, Scantus, and vector displacement stuff. Obviously Gabe. There are so many people, and I actually made a video on that. If you want to check that out, I'll put the link. Just give me a second. It's called the Nodevember Resources, which I made a while ago. This one. You can check the link in the description. There is a Discord server. If you want to get more like into discussions and stuff, you can check out that one as well. I highly recommend. I'm kind of happy with the result, but I don't know how to make it look better, and we are already running out of time. Like it's around 2 hours of stream so far. I think I should stop here and maybe do a final render later on. Yeah, so hope you all enjoyed. Tomorrow we have another prompt which we'll be going through slowly. So this week is food. When I actually try to make food, I'm getting hungry. It's dinner time. So I am going to stop the stream in a second. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me, or else let's stop it. Oh, Riaz, I'm actually leaving the stream now. We can... It's fine. Okay then, I'll see y'all. See ya. Bye. Oh, thank you, Benjamin.